nobody out. Crawford in the box for the third time today as he takes that one off the plate.
Well, these Mariners need to bring up the quality of their at-bats and specifically their swings. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
The 1-1. Swing and a foul straight back.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. The 1-2.
Ball 2. Outside, that's a ball.
On the ground, right side. Morgan on to first. Leadoff man retired in the 6th. In now is the Mariners DH, Edgar Martinez. 1 for 2.
Ball down.
The Mariners down by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. In the air to left center. Gwynn should have this one. And there's 2 away.
Up next for the Mariners, the first baseman,
Here's Josh Naylor. Right through there for a strike.
Now, this manager knows that his players are just trying to do too much. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath, relax, and let it naturally happen.
Two down, nobody on.
I don't like to say he wasted a pitch. I think that was a purpose pitch. Change the eye level, have him look up. Now go back exactly where you want to go.
In the air, right field. He's got it, and that is that. Nobody left for Seattle. They're down 5-1.
I got it advance and I got to grind. Even in the dark, you know I got to shine. I looked out the window.
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Edward Bizzardo.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. One of the better ones in the game. Say spin rate's very high and it just breaks a tone. You know, these Yankees doing a good job at the plate with runners on base, and that can be a key difference maker in the game. With runners in scoring position, they've come through more than 50% of the time, and you can see the damage it's created on the scoreboard.
One down.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
So up next for New York, Tony Gwynn. And it's fouled away. Backed off the plate that time. Lined, and that's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything, and pulled it into the gap nicely.
Now here is Joe Morgan.
That's a ball.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's going to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Pitch is low. Safe at second, and that was not close.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe a bag against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal a base. But right here, they successfully move that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
In for a strike, and it's 2-2.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
That one outside, and the count's full.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. One out, and a runner at second here in the top half of inning number 7. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Gwynn around third. Here's the throw. Safe. And the runner from second scores on the play. It's 6-1.
Comes through with the RBI. Timing on the swing was good. Able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach, paying off.
One out man at first. And next for New York, Babe Ruth. Here comes the 0-1. Runner on the go. Oh, there's a ball. Throw to second. Out of bounds. Safe.
Clearly not content with the lead they're working with right now, and I like that. I don't think you can get comfortable with a 5-run lead in today's game, and now they've got a good chance of adding on.
Morgan over at second, 1 down.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2. Foul tip into the mixed him out.
That's about as nasty of a split as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Stepping in now for the Yankees. He's already homered in this game. Hit hard, but foul off to the left. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position.
Ball.
definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Man on second, 2 down. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Stays alive. Man at second. What a stop. Fires to first. Nicely done for the out. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And this is now bottom of the 7th. And now it's the cleanup hitter for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez. Zach Britton will take over here. He's making his second appearance of the season. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. David Bednar, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. This one smoked on its way out of here. A towering shot to center, and they close the gap. It's 6-2.
That home run narrows the gap between these two. This one isn't over yet.
Kyle Seager up next for the Mariners. And first offering is fouled off. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here, the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. A 0-2 count. You feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving his hand, by the time you realized it wasn't going to be in the zone, it's too late to hold up your swing.
Foul ball. Foul ball, still 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The 0-2. And they'll do it again. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, one of the things that hitters will do is they'll look for that red dot on the baseball as it's coming in to let them know what the pitch is. And if they see the red dot, it's typically a slider. But when a guy's got a really tight one with high spin rates, very difficult to determine. And that's probably why we saw a swing and miss right there. Just a nasty pitch.
Now a chance for Mike Cameron.
Off the plate,
and
ball
that one
one.
just misses. A ball and no strikes.
Struggled a little bit in this one. A couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
That one misses. Ball 3. And there's the automatic. Next offering is fouled back. Two down, nobody on. Towards first. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. Seattle gets a little closer on this solo homer. Now it's welcome back in a new offense. The mound to start the 8th. Yasper Zulueta.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging.
He'll challenge, thought that was a ball. Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. So they've still got both their challenges. Clobber to right field, way back, gone. His first homer of the year, and they add a run. It's 7-2.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
And up next for New York, Bernie Williams. 0 for 3 in this one.
Nope, that's a ball.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in, and we're in the top of the 8th. Fouled off left side. Ground ball right side, and foul ball.
Ball.
The next
Ball
offer
3.
misses. Full count now. Battling here as he fouls it away. And a payoff pitch. Oh, look at the stop. Over to first. And very nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Yankees.
Here's the catcher, Jorge Posada. 1 for 3. Close one, doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1. Ripped, but it curls foul. Inside, almost got him. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Outside low. Full count now. In the air, fairly deep to right field. And there's 2 down. Greg Nettles stepping in now for the Yankees. Tap foul at the plate. Two down, nobody on. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. And that's the 3rd out. Another look at the long ball for the Yankees. It's 7-2. You're watching Yankees baseball on the show, NYC. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, David Bednar.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hits.
Movement in the Yankees pen, Lee Smith, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. And a foul ball. Here's a 1-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Now 1 away.
Got away with that curveball, no doubt about it. It passed right through the heart of the strike zone, and he just couldn't get the bat on it. When you strike out on one like that, that's when you start having conversations with yourself, and they're not usually very friendly.
Pareda at the plate for the 3rd time as he comes up empty there. The Yankees leading by 5 here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. On the ground, out to short. Jeter. That's the 2nd out.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
Back to the top of the order. Now at the plate, J.P. Crawford. 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Late swing, foul to the left. The 0-1. And that hits the top of the zone for a strike. swings through that one. It's a strikeout. And 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. They're down 5. It's 7.
For the Mariners.
We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Danny Young.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, Tony.
Here's the center fielder, Tony Gwynn. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport.
Hey!
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. So up next for New York, Joe Morgan.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
Hey!
Right through there for a strike. Young, he's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts. In a tough spot like this, that is a big-time benefit. In the dirt. And an excellent job keeping it right there.
As a hitter, when a guy like this comes into the game, you feel like he's standing on top of you, and it's just attack mode coming right at you, expecting to get a swing and miss.
Struck him out. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th. 2 aboard with 1 out. Next to hit, Babe Ruth. Oh, right to the backstop. And the runners will move up.
Well, that could end up being pretty costly right there. They had the double play set up as a way to get out of the inning, but instead it becomes a big strikeout situation with 2 in scoring position.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Second and third, 1 away. Here at the top of the 9th. Now
Ball
one
back
missed.
in.
And there's the automatic. Two on, 1 out. And that'll load the bases.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And now the first baseman, Lou Gehrig. He's already homered here in this one.
Tough situation right here. So important as a pitcher to get ahead in the count as he did right there.
On the ground to third. Donovan for 1. Double play.
He's out.
What a clean killing to end the inning.
Just trying to sneak one through with the bases loaded, but an excellent job by the defense to turn that one and get out of this jam.
All set for the bottom of the 9th. Now it's the Mariners DH, Edgar Martinez.
Ball, that's outside.
Outfield playing straight up now. The 1-0. And that is out of play. in there for a strike. That is strike 2.
Ball 2.
And that one ripped to left. 1 away.
It was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
And now it's Josh Naylor. Just
Ball 1.
missed. Manager out of the dugout. New pitcher for the Yankees, Lee Smith. He's into the game with the bases empty. The 1-0. Up the middle, Jeter. Slings to first in time. So last chance for the Mariners. And up next for Seattle, Julio Rodriguez. He's a guy who does it all.
Nope. Ball 1.
Two balls, no strikes to count. Smith, multi-time All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a cutter, and occasionally uses a forkball. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. And that's a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. And a 2-1 hammered but foul. The M's down to their final strike. That's to third. Slides for the stop. To first. And what a play. Ball game. 7-2 your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shelby saying so long.